Thanks for staying with us. It's time for our weekly Adopt a Pet segment. Rita Hart with the St. Lucie County Humane Society is back, and also Dr. Leonard Fox of the Animal Hospital of Westport St. Lucie.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Fox, Rita.
Thanks,
good to have you back. You've brought another great little dog for us. Who is this?
This is Paco, and Paco is a 5-year-old Chihuahua Terrier mix, we believe. And he's got kind of a little bit of a sad story. He was found by animal control in a house with 10 other Chihuahua mixed dogs. Not because the gentleman that owned them didn't love them and care for them, but because that many dogs became a little overwhelming for him. So all of the dogs came into us, and all of them were adopted. But Paco came back to us because the owner, the new owner for Paco, had another dog, and that dog bit Paco in the neck and opened up a wound, and the owner felt that perhaps they weren't a good mix together. We try to prevent that by requiring that folks bring in their dogs when they have another dog at home. We do a meet and greet before the adoption takes place, and our shelter workers observe how the dogs are together. But it's a very limited time and a limited space, and you know, sometimes it's hard to predict.
And it's not on the other dog's home turf, and that could change the equation a bit.
Right.
So Paco didn't appreciate that too much, I'm sure, so he's back and now looking for another good home, somewhere safe where nobody will bite him.
Right.
And he's not holding a grudge. He's just a great dog.
Yeah, he's a happy dog, no aggression. Yeah. He's just very mild-mannered.
Right, and I can tell you, I took him into my home last evening before bringing him on to the set today, and I have, as you know, 2 Shih Tzus and a Shih Tzu Terrier mix, all small dogs about his size, and they got along famously. They played together. There was no barking going on. Paco probably needs a little bit of help with house training, although when I led him outside, he knew what to do when I got him out there. So I don't think it'll take long to house train him.
Right.
But what a sweet dog.
And we know that he can get along with the other dogs. That's good.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
And your other dogs are gentle, and so he had no reason to learn any aggression.
Right, exactly.
Well, good. We're at the holidays coming up here. I know there's typically, you're very cautious. You want to remind people about adopting during the holidays, especially to give the dog as a pet.
Exactly. We want to make sure that people who adopt dogs during the holidays, especially as gifts, and especially as gifts for young children, make sure that they really choose the right animal, and also secondary to that, make sure that the person they're giving the gift to really wants the dog.
It's a big commitment, big commitment, and not everybody's up for that commitment.
Sure, and that's important. You got to really want the pet to make sure that it's a good home and a proper fit.
Right, because the last thing we want to see is as it did in Paco's case, we hate to see the dogs come back to us again. We have more than enough coming in our door every day that we hate to see ones that have gone to a good home come back again.
Right. So Dr. Fox, you join us from time to time. You always have some good advice about taking care of pets and looking after them.
Since the cold weather has come along, we're seeing an awful lot of what we call kennel cough, which is bronchitis in dogs. And it's basically very preventable with a vaccine. A lot of people lapse on the vaccine. It is spread from one dog to another. They call it kennel cough because we see it predominantly in kennels. But it's airborne, so people don't realize that we will actually see this in a dog because a mile away another dog has got this kennel cough or bronchitis. This could lead to pneumonia, which could be very, very detrimental for the dogs. But even more importantly, it mimics a lot of other diseases. Like in the older dog, you don't know if it's congestive heart failure. We don't know if it's allergies. Even heartworm can cause the dogs to cough. So very easily preventable with a once-a-year vaccine, and don't have to worry about your dog getting bronchitis or kennel cough.
Once a year, this is a good time of year to do that.
It's a good time of the year, and it is just administered either injectably or just with nose drops. So you don't even have to give them a shot per se, just a couple drops in the nose, and they'll be protected for a full year.
Great advice. Don't need to get your dog kennel cough needlessly. Great way to avoid it.
We hate the name kennel cough because people think that it's just for dogs that are kennel.
My dog hasn't been in a kennel, so why would it happen?
And it's really airborne, and it can go from miles away.
In
Great.
fact, at the shelter, we see a lot of kennel cough, as you can imagine, because a lot of dogs in close proximity. We always have signs up on their kennels indicating they have kennel cough, don't touch them, because my understanding is, Dr. Fox, that it can be transmitted from dog to dog, just if you pet one dog and then pet the other without washing your hands or what
Well, they
have
can
you.
go home and pet their own dog,
Right.
and then their dog can get it.
So are dog illnesses kind of similar to people in that way? They can be spread from dog to dog. This one, are there others? Is that kind of a common thing?
Absolutely, just like the
Go
flu in
from one to the
people.
other. So if you have more than one dog at your house, you
They
have
can go through like wildfire. Every single one of them
Wow.
can end up with
and
bronchitis.
they're even more likely to be sharing the drinking bowl and looking in the same hands and all those
Right.
same things.
And
Even
then,
at groomers, right, Dr. Fox?
groomers,
It's-
I've heard people say that they go to a mobile groomer. Well, if the dog before was coughing inside the mobile groomer and your dog goes in there next, it's going to end up with the kennel cough.
Well, great advice on a simple vaccine to prevent that.
Simple vaccine.
Well, good. Rita, if somebody's interested in adopting Paco,
Yes.
how do they go about doing that?
Paco is up for adoption now, ready to go out the door, and all they need to do is call the shelter, and we'll make sure that they come. Actually, we prefer that they come and visit the shelter. We're on Savannah Road in Fort Pierce, 100 Savannah Road in Fort Pierce, and
Look at the camera.
and come up and see him in person. And if they have their own pet at home, maybe bring the dog with them and do a meet and greet again with Paco. But I can attest to how sweet this dog is and how wonderful it is with children. I have a toddler at home. He was great with my daughter last night.
Yeah, he's very, very mild-mannered dog. That's good for kids. They're going to
Absolutely.
be grabbed out and run to play. Okay, great. Thank you, Rita Hart, St. Lucie County Humane Society, Dr. Leonard Fox, Animal Hospital of West Point, St. Lucie. Thank you both again for your time.
Thanks for
You're welcome.
having us.
Thanks for
Ed.
having us.
And we'll be back
Paco.
after this quick message.